right. So the Noble Launcher is known to be like one of the worst launchers in the game for a few reasons. Low damage, high expense at over 20 energy cells per shot. The Xenon Bow exists, which basically does its job for one energy cell with infinite pierce, and I'm pretty sure more damage per shot. And it's an easier, or as easy to obtain weapon. And then weapons like the Discharger and the Deatomizer have just phased this weapon out of viability entirely. It needs more damage or something for it. But Mattio, this good man, has decided to make a video defending the Noble Launcher. So, you know what? I figured we're going to open this video by just seeing what he has to say. All right, let's just go back here.
Honestly, I think this is one of the best launchers in the game.
No!
Weapons prior to the
no!
Most of you guys don't know what has actually happened to the Noble Launcher. This was one of the most sought after, best rocket launchers in the game.
No!
This is the Noble Launcher without any totally rock and riff or anything like that. So this is just without it. You can see it eliminates those enemies. However, the 160 Miss Monster doesn't. So we're just gonna shoot it.
Yeah, it would survive. Stop shooting it! It's so expensive.
Gosh, it costs so much energy cells, but
yes,
it's so good.
No,
if there was no reason not to use energy cells, then this weapon probably would be the best rocket launcher.
No, it would not.
So, yeah. Otherwise, I think we're gonna look for smash. Oh wow,
no.
this is actually perfect timing.
God,
there's a smasher right here. So. Of course, smashers have the most, I think, the highest health in regular. Or
maybe Chrome Husks, but
see what it's like. I'm gonna charge it up first.
Oh God!
We'll go and individually shoot it.
Oh, it's like 5%.
Charge it up against the smasher.
It's like 5%. Stop shooting it!
Elemental husk or a nature one, so you know, energy and
Stop!
whatnot.
Oh God!
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna charge it up. Let's see if I can like. Okay, it wasn't even. Oh, okay. Now I have to reload.
No, he's not even hitting anything with that shot.
It doesn't like work out. Okay, wait. My 50% shield's gone. Hold up. Let my shield regain, and then we'll shoot it. Shoot it. Okay, come on, shield. Come on. Okay, 50% shield.
Oh,
okay,
that was like no damage at all.
Individually.
Oh, stop shooting it. Oh my God, he's spending like 500 or 600 cells on this.
Okay, there's like kicked in.
Oh God.
It's not that bad, I guess. We'll see.
Crouch, Mattio, crouch.
However, this used to be one of the greatest weapons to destroy encampments because just look how.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can crouch now. That's a little bit more useful.
And bam,
that's pretty good. All right, crowd clearing, not too bad. So Mattio made this wonderful video defending the Noble Launcher, and it has encouraged me to make my own because the Noble Launcher, in contrary to some of these claims, is well known as one of the worst weapons in the game. I made a best perks video on it, linked down below, basically detailing how bad it is. This weapon is very expensive for not nearly enough damage, and when you consider that the Xenon Bow exists and is as obtainable as the Noble Launcher, I don't want to compare two weapons like that, but I mean, it's not a hard weapon to get. You can flux a Xenon Bow nowadays. It's also been outclassed and largely phased out of usefulness by the Discharger, the Deatomizer. These weapons just do the job better. I know they can't shoot through walls, but see Xenon Bow. So, inspired by this, I figured, screw it. I'm going to make a loadout for this and try it out myself. So I'm going to get into the game and see what I can come up with. Okay, so the loadout I'm using is basically just mirrored from my Discharger video, link to that down below, because they're basically the same kind of weapon. They're a launcher that's energy. It's about as simple as that. Rio in the lead is going to give us the most damage bonus that we can. Totally rocking out because I'm just giving it its best right now. Faster explosions for the extra launcher damage. Demo's Penny is a pretty good pick. Battle Beat and Wafers. Fumble's good too, but I'd rather just guarantee that I'm going to have my Totally Rocking Out active. Energy Siphon, because, I don't know, getting those shields up is very important for Rio, so I think that's worth it. And then Mattio said that Enduring Machine wasn't working, but AWOL already said it was. In my experience, he does work on energy cell weapons, so I'm going to use that just so that I can try to save something. I had to kind of dig through the trash to find my Noble Launcher, but it turns out I do actually have a copy, so I'm doing something that I never, ever thought I'd do again, and that is level up a Noble Launcher. Little pro tip for anybody who just like has a controller on their desk. I highly recommend just using it to level up your perks. You can just, you know, press A, press X, press A, press X. It's actually a lot faster than PC and highly recommended. I keep these on my desk because I play controller games, so kind of convenient. All right, the perks I got here: damage, reload, crit damage, and damage. The reason I'm not using damage to afflicted is because the targets aren't going to be afflicted right away. You have to shoot twice to get the bonus, and it's going to take you 3 shots to equal a single damage perk, so that's why I'm doing that, because nothing's going to survive 3 hits of the Noble Launcher, of course. Crit damage because of Totally Rocking Out, of course. Reload because you want to reload fast with this weapon, and I could have done fire rate like Mattio did, but I want to just see how much damage you can do. This is a slow-firing, crowd-clearing weapon. I don't think you're going to to be shooting it that fast. So yeah, let's hop in game and give it a go. All right, I got a few enemies over here. Let's show you what the Noble Launcher is actually good for, okay? I don't have a wafer active, so no totally rocking out, but basically, it's a really good crowd clearer. You saw that in Mattio's video. Single target like this is super irresponsible. This is not how this weapon should be used at all. But if you're standing behind a wall especially, this weapon can be pretty good just for eliminating large crowds of enemies. Now, I don't know how to tell between the different stages. I guess it'll, yeah, charge up and start blinking like that. Actually does pretty good damage for eliminating large crowds. Just those single targets that you want to avoid. All right, we did find one big encampment on the map, so I'm going to use this as a nice little showcase for this weapon again. Oh, we got nurses, no mini bosses or Mist monsters. I always mix those two up. So let's see. I got some wafers. This is what it should look like. Charge it up. I think just one little flashing one is good enough. And you can see basically the entire encampment is dead. We got a couple of stragglers, but more are spawning in. Can you get 2 waves on normal encampments? I had no idea, actually. But charging it up, and, you know, the nurse kind of avoided it. You kind of have to crouch and make sure you get everything in frame, but it kind of does okay. It's funny, I'm using the deatomizers, though. That's cheaper. Maybe I should pick a secondary. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of this weapon. I'm going to set up some tunnels in a second here. I'm not shooting that smasher to illustrate kind of how this works. I think if we funnel the enemies appropriately, I might be able to make this work. Now, I'm actually going to show the trapping process for this because, like I just said, I think it's pretty important. You want to funnel well, actually, these guys are going to come through here pretty much no matter what. So I'm going to try and funnel this as best as I can. I want these enemies to kind of come through this corner. I think this person picked a really bad time to be shooting that. Oh my God. Okay, so basically, I don't think they're going to go in the water too much. That's my hope and fear that they'll just kind of avoid it. So I'm going to just wall this off to further de-incentivize what I hope is already not going to happen. So a couple of floors, or I'm sorry, a couple of ramps. I specifically do not want floors there because they might actually see it as a path. I want to get them coming through these tunnels right here. So we have this hole right here going straight to our defense. This is where I'm going to be targeting them. Normally I'd put floor freeze on the ground or something like that, but it is an exploding death bomb mission, so I don't really trust that. I always want to cap these off so that I can stand on them. And then we're going to have another side over here. I think enemies might path through this closest corner here, so I'm just going to leave that where it is. Put down some more walls here. And then this is a bit sloppier than I intended, but as you can see, we're just making it so that there are certain channels that the enemies can go through. Now, of course, as mentioned and demonstrated, the Noble Launcher can actually shoot through walls, so we can take advantage of that later on as well. I don't want too many traps. We have defensive ones. I really want to illustrate just what this weapon can do on its own, so yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to start the mission, and then I can see how this thing performs. All right, the mission has begun. Now, I have to pay attention to my shield values as well, so this is basically what we're doing. I'm just hanging back, waiting for things to walk through. I could put down ceiling electric fields to hopefully activate Totally Rockin' Out. That would probably be smart. I want to just see how much damage this thing could do on its own. So far, I'm pretty unimpressed. This thing has no way of dealing with shielders. I know that was a bad shot. Not really doing a ton of damage. It's going to do nothing to chrome husks, which are currently seasonal. Obviously, as Mattio so horribly demonstrated for us, it does nothing against smashers. Yeah, he might have gotten excited calling this the best launcher in the game. That's actually pretty good damage. Was that 1,000,000 damage on some of those hits? Okay, that was... Where did that damage come from? I actually have no idea. 1,000,000 damage would be plenty of damage against a smasher, so maybe I'm seeing something a little funky. Maybe I didn't crit on that smasher. I'm not entirely certain, but I'm kind of curious. All right, pop the wafer. We got Mattio over here using the Noble Launcher himself. My shields are gone, so that's not good, but I did use Ken in support, so I can actually get my shields back. Yeah, I mean, that's really... I mean, actually, when it's critting with Totally Rockin' Out, that was kind of enough, but there are bows in this game that do more than that, as mentioned. So here we go. Nice big crowd clearing shot. That's kind of what you want to see. That right there is what the Noble Launcher is good for. As long as they are pathing to a single location, you can just sort of safely stand behind the walls. A lot of people do this in Endurance to just kind of, you know, take care of stuff from behind the walls, you know, safely, while the enemies are too strong for you to really deal with on your own. You can at least use the Noble Launcher to do that much. So maybe I'm going to crit on the smasher. Yeah, even critting, it's barely anything. Like that's still going to take like 5 hits to kill the thing. This is really not the way you want to be eliminating a smasher. I could think of many weapons that would do a better job. I don't know. I'm mixed because this weapon is about as bad as I always said it was, but of course it's somewhat usable. I mean, it does do damage. I never said it didn't. I never said it couldn't kill anything. It's just bad. So much charge time and so many energy cells for pretty all right damage. I don't know. I don't know. If you guys really want to try something new, you can pull up this weapon and give it a try. I think you can do better, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say. That's a pretty good hit there. Don't really know what else to say about this. Going through Riot Huskies can be good. The charge time is pretty unexceptional. Shooting 2 of these is a pretty decent strategy if you and a teammate want to combine forces to be kind of useful, but you can see single target damage once again, like a cannonade for much cheaper and much faster can accomplish the job, and I think that's something else to pay attention to. Normally, I would do a 2-parter for these videos, but I can't stand to use this weapon anymore, and I'm just gonna leave it there. So, there's your Noble Launcher video, Mattio. Are you happy? Are you happy, Mattio?
I think if you give it a fair shot, it will be fun. I think you did, and I think you gave it honest opinion, and that's all I can ask for.
If what that's your honest opinion. Are you content? Are you happy you got your video?
I'm very happy that you did this video. Yes.
Do you really think it's the best launcher it could be?
Prior to the ammo update.
Okay, so like 3 years ago.
Yes, it was one of the best launchers. That's why I put the oldest best launcher.
Oh my
God.
God.
This launcher was the craziest launcher back then.
It was not the bazooka was always better.
But this was like the first weapon that like truly like crowd cleared to like the best ability at the time. And then the deatomizer got added, and then, you know, the rocket update had it, and then it just slowly became
I think the Xenon Bow fully put this weapon out of business. In fact, my lead is Rio. She'd actually buff the Xenon Bow just as much. Let's actually use the Xenon Bow. Oh, wow. That was most of a Mist Monster stuff. I've never used Rio and the Xenon Bow. These are easy million damage hits right now. At 1 energy cell per shot instead of whatever that was, 20. It also has nothing to do, again, wow, my mini bosses today have been terrible. This is the 3rd video I've recorded, and every single mini boss has just been smoke screen, trap vulnerable, something useless. Alright, well, we got our video, a little post-game interview with the man himself, the Noble Launcher defender of the community, the Batman for Noble Launchers. If you guys want to go watch this video, link down below, subscribe if you enjoyed. Twitch link down below. I always record these on stream, so if you ever want to be a part of the fun, that's the place to go. I'll see you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching. And then